in the office of Representative Mike Jackson. Representative Jackson, thanks for allowing us.
Good morning, and thank you for being here.
Well, and I say allowing, but really you encourage us to come as you would do all of us.
I do. And, you know, on a daily basis, what we do here at the Capitol is we talk to a lot of our constituents. We talk to, you know, whoever might be coming up here from Enid, and it could be from other places as well, but they're talking about issues that affect our state.
And today we noticed on your desk you had visitors from the American People with Disabilities,
Correct.
as well as county commissioners.
Correct.
And what happens is people come up with their issues and simply sit down with representatives and talk to you about those issues.
Sure. Actually, right now, there's a few additional people that are waiting outside the door to come in and talk to me as well. But this morning, we talked with people that were interested in DRS and disability issues, and they're really, really focused on the budget in terms of what we're going to do in FY11 as well as in FY12. But there are proposed cuts to the DDSD waiver program, which directly affects people with disabilities, and right now they're looking at possibly a 7.5% cut, which they've already taken a 3% cut. So they're just extremely worried that making those cuts are going to severely benefit or hinder their ability to provide services.
And they brought a little award for you, thanking you for working. But what this is it's a little memento that they leave behind so that you see it and go, oh yeah.
I'm supposed to do something for those people with disabilities, right? And then also, you know, people will bring in other types of props, but they'll basically have bills specific that they are interested in. And today, the county commissioners, as well as Wade Patterson, the county assessor, and all the county officers from Garfield County, came down and talked to me about bills that they had interest in terms of supporting, and then bills that they also had some interest in not going any farther than they have. You know, so far.
Not supporting.
Sure.
Well, and also in the news, what I've heard about furloughs, and we're talking about issues that deal with, a lot of times, with the economy. Those furloughs are happening at the state capitol, and you've explained to me that there's a little bit of a difference between the two companies that are actually working here, one being the House, which you're a part of, and one being the Senate. That's kind of a confusing issue. Can you talk to me about that?
It is, and we hear about furloughs all the time. Department of Public Safety looking at furloughing troopers, Department of Corrections looking at furloughing some of their personnel that work for them. There has been a recent article in the Enid News and Eagle, as well as AP story, talking about the furloughs that have been proposed from the state Senate, and also talking about the fact that the Oklahoma House of Representatives does not have to furlough. And some of the reason why that has actually occurred is because you know, when I came in 2005, there was a budget, I believe, of about $21 million for the House of Representatives alone. Today, it's about $16.5, $17 million. So we have actually reduced our budget significantly in terms of what we actually expend. But the reason why we did that is we actually had large layoffs. We have far less FTEs, which is employees working at the House, you know, from 2005 to 2010. And that's kind of the reason why we are able to actually, we've reduced our costs. We have a little bit of carryover, but the carryover when we first came in, and whenever I first came in 2005, was approximately $8 to $10 million carryover. We've whittled that down, and right now it's approximately $4 million in terms of carryover. But you know, one of the things that we pride ourselves in is being well managed, and I think that Chad Wormington and the Speaker Benj have done a fantastic job of managing the House to make sure that we are living within our means.
So that says to me that the business of the House of Representatives actually over the last 4 or 5 years has made a 20% cut in how much it costs to do business.
That is correct, and you know, we're the only state agency that's actually taking four straight years of cuts. We're the only one. So I mean, we're taking our fair share of cuts. At the same time, we're able to live within our means and not make drastic, or not have to make some drastic moves to be able to continue throughout the rest of the year.
Well, and along those lines of the economy and things that can help the economy, some good news has passed through the legislature this week about an oil pipeline. Talk about that.
Yeah, Keystone or TransCanada, which is a company out of Alberta, and they are trying to, and they've actually already completed one pipeline through the Midwest. But right now they're in a project trying to take from southern Nebraska all the way to Cushing, which is step number 2. And basically that whenever it gets to its full fruition, it will transport 1.1 million barrels of oil per day.
Wow. Which
is a lot of oil. And, you know, right now, one of the issues we have is distribution and connectivity to some of our refineries. And that's what this is actually accomplishing, because it's taking it to our refineries in Ponca City, it's taking it to our storage facilities in Cushing, and then it's also continuing to transport some of that oil all the way down to Houston to some of the refineries we have on the South Coast.
And of course, if we can help the economies all around Enid, it helps Enid.
It does. And they're looking at creating a large number of jobs for construction and all those kinds of things. They have actually been able to put together all the resources that they needed for the project. So right now, actually, they were talking about in 15 days starting the second part of their project. And we're extremely excited in terms of them coming through the state of Oklahoma, seeing additional jobs being brought to the state of Oklahoma, and hopefully that'll help the economy.
Definitely. It's good news this week all around the Capitol. Things are buzzing. Remember, stay involved, and all it takes is a visit, a call, an email, however they can get in contact with you.
Absolutely. That's correct. And, you know, we get a lot of phone calls on a daily basis. We get emails on a daily basis. And you know, it's good to hear from my constituents kind of to let me know, because there are so many bills on a daily basis that go through the legislature. So, you know, getting any kind of input from the people who elect me is fantastic, and it helps me do my job better.
And it doesn't take 500 of us. It simply takes us and maybe a couple of friends to make a very strong impact with our representatives.
That is correct.
Representative Jackson, as always, man, thank you so much for having us into your office.
Thank you. Appreciate it.